Another one of our top most requested things was how to get rid of a bright spot that draws your eyes in an image. This happens a lot. And for example, I host a weekly photography talk show called The Grid every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, on the show, once a month we do a thing called Blind Photo Critiques, where we invite our readers to send in their images and we critique them. And it's called Blind Photo Critiques because we don't ask anybody's name. That way we can give really honest critiques, because that way we don't know who sent them in. We're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything. We're trying to just be straight, but very rarely does anyone give you an honest opinion. So by keeping their names anonymous, it helps us to be able to give an honest opinion. One of the biggest things we see is some bright, distracting object. You'll look at the image and your eye is drawn somewhere else, and that kills a lot of shots. Take a look at this one on screen. Now, I took this years ago, and it's not a great shot, but it has the exact problem I'm talking about. This big reflection back in the back. So here we are it's a travel photo, and all I can see is this. I want to be drawn to them, but I'm like, whoa, what's that? So how do you get rid of something like that? Well, there's all kinds of different techniques. I'm going to show you one of my favorite. What I would do is something we did very early in this class. I would select this area right here, go a little outside of it. You know I'm going to soften that edge, feather it with 10 pixels. I'm going to press Command J, and I can't just move it up. Actually, I can just move it up, but it might look better if I flip it horizontally. Whoops. Flip it vertically, horizontal. Whoops. That's a better fit. Duplicate it, bring it up higher, flip vertical. Perfect fit. Duplicate the layer, move it up, flip vertical. And by flipping it vertical, it matches the color perfectly. One more, up, flip vertical, and drag it into place. And the problem is gone, gone, gone. Actually, let's go a little higher, go all the way to the top. I don't know what I've done to that poor thing, but let's try that again, boys and girls. Grab that last one, flip it vertical. It just took off. There we go. And you could even do one more, I guess, to go all the way to the top. And you can see we get all the way to the top, and there's all of these there. Completely hides that. All right, that's one strategy. That's not the end all, but that is one strategy. Okay, so take a look at this image. So I have this image taken in Venice, Italy, and I love this guy here. So I look over, and there he is, and I think, wow, that guy, the tourism agency for Venice should just pay him to stand there and look Italian. Great looking guy, cool looking outfit. He looks just like I'm an Italian model. Anyway, I liked the shot. I liked him. I don't like this bright reflection. So I went and looked. And anytime this happens, the first thing I'm thinking is, well, maybe I have another lantern I can just stick over there. So I went and looked at the next frame, and you can see now the next frame has a reflection in the glass here, which is not good, but this is clear. So what I can do is this. Let's just select it. Let's get the quick selection tool. Select that pane of glass there. Select that pane of glass and just copy it. Go back to the other one and hit paste. And just stick it right over that so we don't have that any longer. And it looks like it's still a little bright. Maybe we can go to levels and grab the center slider and darken it up just a little bit. There we go. So you kind of see through it. And now you're not even thinking about that because you're going, wow, does that guy look Italian? That is amazing. So that's another one. Let's look at another one that you might run into. This is with a portrait, and this is very typical. So here's your subject, and then look at this white spot over here that's just awful. So here's what I might try. Let's get the patch tool. Let's go all the way around it, leaving a nice wide berth. Let's drag it to the other side and see if we can patch it. Now let's see, can we go up here and patch it? There's not a really good spot. Let's try right there. It's not awesome. And part of the problem is it's so big, there's nowhere to drag this. So if I drag it over here, it's either going to get a little bit of her hair or a little bit of the edge of the image. Let's try getting her hair. Well, let's just get the hair in there. What the heck? Let's see. How about that? Okay, well, that's better. It matches the other side. And then you could try to get rid of this, right? Or let's do this. Let's undo all of it. Instead, let's do this. Let's go and take this side. And let's get the lasso tool, hold the shift key, and add this into it. Let's feather the edge by 10 pixels, because you know I love to. Let's put it up on its own layer, so you have just that. Let's bring it over here. Let's flip it horizontal. Let's pull it over to the side, and let's see if we can kind of mask it out over there. Now, there's some parts of this that we're not going to want, right? The edges are still very visible. So let's click on the layer mask icon. Let's go over here and see if we can get rid of some of this. That's a whole lot better. We covered our big bright spot pretty well. Because look, it's still back there, big white spot saying, hey, look over here. Now, I would still do one more thing to finish this off. There we go. I just did the edge there. I'd still do one more thing to help this whole situation. Let's flatten it. I would probably darken the, oh, there's a little white edge over there, isn't there? Let's darken that and let's see if we can, hold on. Let me see if I can fix just that little white edge right there. There we go. Here's what I would do. I would duplicate the background layer and change the layer blend mode to multiply. So that's going to make the whole image way dark. And then I would just click on the layer mask icon. I would get the brush tool and paint in black and then paint her back in. That way she stands out over that background. It doesn't draw your eye nearly as much. Just take you a few seconds to draw her back in. And there you go. That keeps it from drawing your eye too much. And if you still wanted to get that little area right there, I think now would be a much easier thing to fill. Let's get that, drag it over here, and I think, where can we fit this? Maybe right there. And that kind of tames that area down a little bit. Might take you a couple of shots to get it. All right, one last shot, one for the money. There we go. All right. Just kind of get you, because if you look back where we started, it was really bright. That was completely bright white, and the whole image was really kind of crazy bright white. And so now you have a much darker background. Her tonal contrast is still the same.